everyone, long time no see. I am back for a wee bit to update you with some videos, and the first one today will be my long-awaited, again, my apologies, update to the stories that I've been giving you, and this one is for Beltane. So I hope you enjoy, and sorry for the delay. The children came home to their grandfather, crying out for another story. "Tell us, grandfather, about the gods and what comes next in the story." Smiling, the grandfather said, "Well, children, if you remember, the gods and the animals had just worked the magic to bring back spring, and so they spent the next few months enjoying spring and falling in love. So the fairies smiled knowingly and began to make a gift for the gods, for they knew soon that the gods would come together and love and be one. So they wove until on the eve of May their weaving was done. And where the fairies had worked so hard was a bower of flowers for the gods, a bed made out of flowers, sweet-smelling and pretty to behold. Yet the gods tarried in the garden of the world. So the fairies called the children and taught them to dance of the maypole, to bring fertility to the earth and to urge the gods to do their part in furthering the cycle. They went across the land gathering brightly colored ribbons and brought them to the pole and that the fairies had erected in the forest glen. And as the children danced on that May morning, weaving around and around the pole, they raised their voices in song. And finally the goddess came to the god, and they became one in that divine marriage, the Heros Gamos. So in celebration, the fairies lit up a sacred fire from 8 woods: birch to represent the maiden, white and pure; oak to represent the horn god, strong and mighty; the rowan for life, and the willow for death, for all life must come to an end and will come again; hawthorn to purify the union; hazel for a wise child to be made; apple to aid in fertility, and grape for joy, for that union lasts evermore. And when the fire was kindled and grew up to kiss the sky, couples and those looking for another gathered. With great joy these couples jumped the fire to share in its gifts. Wishes they asked for, and such was the magic that all the wishes asked were granted. When the gods left their bower of flowers that the fairies had led them to, they smiled and caused the earth to grow even more bountiful. And because the fairies served so faithfully, they were gifted with the first of the bounty of milk and honey. So, my children, that is why we weave and dance the maypole and light the sacred fires. For it is on this day that the Holly King begins his life, and that the magics we weave help bring him here safely, so that the cycle may continue forward. Now listen, children, to the hidden meaning and lesson to be found here in these few words. For you to be complete and to grow, you must also blend the two halves, the goddess and God within. Know that great things will come from it, and be strong. Now run along, children, and let me rest. I will tell you the next part of the story of the gods another time. And the children went to gather ribbons for their own version of the maypole, for they all wanted to do their part.